You have to do it despite the way that you feel, especially if you want to continue to push forward. You have to do it. It's not going to be fun. It's not exciting. There's going to be times where you want to rest, you want to take a break, and at times you might have to. But for the most part, I try to push through it anyways, because if I allow myself to get in that mindset, that mentality, then I will never do what I'm supposed to be doing. So I try to tune that out. I'm not saying that I don't ever take breaks. We all need them from time to time. But for the most part, I do go long term. And we should be going long term if we want to get to where we're going. Because taking all these breaks, all this time off, all this relaxing is not going to get us to where we want to be. I know that it feels good. It's comfortable. It's chill. There's no stress. There's no pressure. But that stress and that pressure is what's going to be what causes you to grow. You want to put yourself in that environment, in that situation, to get that mindset. And I know that for a fact because it's something that helped me evolve when I thought that I wasn't ready to push forward. Sometimes, for the most part, I would say that we don't feel ready to do what we're supposed to be doing, and we're never gonna be completely ready to do whatever we're trying to do. For me, it was creating content. I wasn't ready to start creating content when I started creating content. I would always come up with an excuse. Oh, well, I need a camera. Well, I need a tripod. I need this and that. When I started going to the gym, I needed headphones. Well, I don't have wrist straps. I don't have gym clothes. When I started jiu-jitsu, same thing. There was always an excuse for me to turn around and go back home once I got to the gym. And eventually, you have to overcome that. You have to just say F it and do it. I know that it's one of those things where it seems easy. It's easier said than done. Just do it, right? But at some point, you do have to just do it. And you're not going to be consistent at first. You're not going to be doing it every single day afterwards. You're not going to do it 5 days out of the week. You might not even do it 3 days out of the week consistently. But you have to start somewhere. It might take you going 1 day out of the week to the gym. And yes, you should push. You should try to hit at least 3 days minimum, 5 days if you have the time. But you might not be consistent at hitting those 3 days or those 5 days when you first start off. But the more that you push when you don't want to do it, the better you get at it. The easier it is to do it consistently. That's where consistency is built. That's where that discipline is built. When you don't want to do it. And I know because a lot of times when I first started going to the gym, I wasn't excited about going to the gym, but it's something that I wanted to do. And once I went through that whole process of me getting used to the fact that I had to wake up early and do something that I didn't want to do anyways to get the results that I wanted to get, after that it did get a little bit easier because now I'm more consistent at going to the gym. It's a little bit easier for me to go to the gym. And same thing with jiu-jitsu. When I first started off jiu-jitsu, I had the hardest time being consistent at showing up because I would always come up with an excuse. Well, I'm tired. I just went to the gym. And I still have that. I still feel that. But even when I'm tired, for the most part, I'm not going to say it's all the time. Nobody's perfect. But for the most part, I still push through it. And right now, it's something that I'm trying to get back into. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all guys, I haven't been the best person at being consistent at jiu-jitsu. But I know that once I get that ball rolling, once I get that momentum going, it gets easier. Once you get that momentum going, it's easier to stay consistent. But once you lose that momentum, it doesn't take a whole lot for you to get comfortable again, to chill, to relax. And so one of the things that I had to tell myself is because I got sick and jiu-jitsu, you're not supposed to train when you're contagious or when you're sick because it's a very close contact sport. Well, I don't even know if y'all know about jiu-jitsu or not, but it's definitely something that I do recommend because going to the gym and being fit, being strong, it's not enough. You have to be capable of defending yourself. And so I'm getting a little bit sidetracked there. What I was trying to say is that that's how it started. I got sick and I started building these excuses, which at first it's valid. I'm sick. I'm not supposed to train when I'm contagious. But then the next week comes and I'm coughing and I'm still like, nah, well, I shouldn't go because I'm still coughing. I might be contagious. And then next thing you know, it carries on to 4 weeks and I start losing that momentum. And so one of the things that I kept telling myself is that the longest break that I've taken from jiu-jitsu has been 4 months. 4 months is the longest break that I've ever taken from jiu-jitsu. And so now I tell myself that I cannot go longer than 4 months taking a break from jiu-jitsu, taking some time away from jiu-jitsu. And I have to adapt, and you have to adapt, because I'm not saying that I'm not going to get injured and I'm not going to be able to train. I might get injured at some point and I might not be able to train, but there's still things that I can do, and it's something that I have to learn, and something that I'm adapting to. I'm learning along the way, because I've only been training jiu-jitsu for 3 years now, and so it's still fairly new to me. And so that's something that I've had to learn 2 times that have gotten sick through my 3 years of training jiu-jitsu, is that I have to cut it, that gap or that time that I take off, it has to be shorter and shorter. I have to make sure that it doesn't go longer than it did the last time. It has to get shorter and shorter, and that's how you become more consistent, and that's how you start becoming more disciplined, because you start pushing yourself a little bit further. And it all takes time. It doesn't happen. I know that I said earlier that you just have to do it at some point, but that's how it starts. That's how you build that momentum. That's how you get that ball going, because if you don't just start at some point, you're never going to start. If you keep on waiting until the day that you feel that you're ready to start, you're never going to be 100% ready. So just start. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today if it's possible, but don't let it carry on too long. With that being said, that's all for today's video. Like, comment, share this with a friend if you feel like they need it. And as always, stay focused, stay consistent, stay disciplined, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.